Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Ramazan Beyba. I am working for Turkish Employment Agency as an employment expert. And I would like to thank you to give me the chance to show my presentation. I'm feeling lucky. And today I'm going to share our example that we are doing at local level. I will focus on local partnership and services which we provide for local actors. Here's my presentation plan. Firstly, let me give you some basic information about our agency. Our agency was founded in 1946 for the purposes of matching jobs with job seekers mainly. And in this, some other responsibilities have been given to our agency. And in 2003, its name was changed as İşkur, Turkish Employment Agency, and some active and passive labor market programs duties given to İşkur. These programs are unemployment insurance fund, vocational training courses, including most of active labor market programs such as on-the-job training program, entrepreneurship programs, etc., and other some policies. And almost all of services, our services, have been served by job and vocational counselors. From the beginning of the 1990s, we provide job and vocational counseling services with a small number group, and from the beginning of 2011, we appointed nearly 4,000 counselors, and our staff number increased from 3,000 to around 8,000. And when we look at the organization scheme of İşkur, there are 4 sides in management. İşkur with a working and organization model that is participative and open to social dialogue. We carry out studies on developing national and local employment policies. As you can see in the first one, general board. This board is composed of national representatives. And the second one is administrative board. This board is composed of from the ministry and some trade unions representatives. And the third one is Directorate General. Directorate General is the main administrative body of İşkur. Under the Directorate General, there are provincial directorates and service centers. We have 81 provincial directorates and 65 service centers and more than 3,000 service points throughout the country. And the last one is Provincial Employment and Vocational Training Boards. This board is composed of representatives from employees, employers, craftsmen and tradesmen, universities and non-governmental organizations, and public agencies representatives. This board can be a good example that related in the to the topic of the workshop, I think, and I will give some details in the next slides. Our services mostly have been done by job and vocational counselors, and around 3,700 counselors working for giving services to local actors. Our target groups: students, unemployed people, employers and employers. Provincial Employment and Training Boards. This is our management part of İşkur. The boards are composed of representatives from different public agencies. Almost all public agencies are included in this board. and university representatives, employee and employer organizations, and chambers of commerce and industry. The main aims of the board to analyze the local labor markets and to protect and develop employment, and to establish a social dialogue platform at local level. Our agency is an important member of the board, and this board, province governor is the president of the board. The board is the major decision maker at local level about vocational training courses mainly, and the board's decisions are binding. You have to obey them, and they reunion in every 3 months, the board members. The board decides about execution of labor markets demand surveys at province, at local level, to know the labor force, employment and vocational training needs of province, and express its opinion of especially vocational and technical training plans that made by the Ministry of National Education, and in line with the needs revealed in the scope of the labor market demand research, we provide some activities to local actors. You can see the members of the boards. The governor is the president of the boards at local level, and mayor and secretary general of special provincial administration, and from representative from national education, science, industry, technology, our agency, the provincial director of Turkish Employment Agency, and the related company members, especially Union of Chamber of Commerce and Craftsmen, and representative from workers, employers, and Turkish Disabled Confederations, and representative from Development Agency, one academic member from university, and also provincial director of Customs and Trade. These are the members of the boards, provincial boards. And according to provincial board decisions and instructions, our Directorate General plan their activities, daily activities to local actors. In line with the plans, we provide labor market demand surveys, active labor market policies, company visits, school visits, and any other activities according to decisions that have been taken by the boards. Labor market demand survey is one of the important issue that we have done. Labor market demand survey, since 2006, we conduct labor market demand surveys at local level, and for the purposes of determination of needs and trends at local level. And when we collect all outcomes of local outcomes, we reach national labor markets, outcomes. And until 2009, we conducted once a year this surveys, and the surveys are being made twice a year until the 2012. And from 2015, then we made once a year this labor market demand surveys. Besides this labor market demand surveys, also we provide a job vacancy service at local level 4 times a year, and this is job vacancy service. Some selected examples we visit at local level. Under the labor market demand service, we almost visit all companies at local levels. There are some differences between that. The main goals of this survey are to obtain periodical information and local and totally national labor markets, to monitor occupational change and developments occurred in the past, and regarding these outcomes, we will plan our activities, and to create a database over the results of the active labor markets, and according to results, we provide to job seekers and active labor market policies. And also another aim is to identify short-term trends of local labor demands. As I mentioned, a main point of counselors is helping these people, students, unemployed people, employers and employers, providing necessary information about labor market, help these people to choose better job for themselves. And if one hasn't enough skills to find a job, counselors offer vocational courses and on-the-job training programs, and also guide them to apply entrepreneurship programs. Under the job and vocational counseling, we provide vocational guidance, job placement, work adaptation, and counseling to employers. By giving these services, we expect to contribute to decrease unemployment periods, and we would like to ensure and increase employment and productivity rates, and also, lastly, we would like to ensure sustainable employment. And if you know a person's skills and competencies and place this person into the right work position, his or her employment chance will be permanent, and productivity of his are expected to increase. And under the services that we are offer active labor market policies, as I mentioned, we have decision-maker mechanism at local level, the provincial boards, and then in line with the decisions that are taken by the boards, we analyze the labor markets, and according to outcomes from the labor market analysis, we plan to provide an active labor market policies and other activities. Some activities are vocational training courses, especially the most popular one on the job training programs and entrepreneurship programs. Vocational training courses program determined according to labor market outcomes that we have done, and on the job training program to increase skills and competencies of job seekers, we offer this program through making a vocational experience of once, and maximum 12 months of duration for each attender, and we provide minimum wage is paid our agency, and it's nearly $450 1 month for 1 month. And also we also provide entrepreneurship programs to give the right education and giving them, guiding them, the job seekers, to make business plan and certificate them and access to some grants. Under the activities that we have done, school and company visits, we visited school and company. From 2012, we we have prepared this magazine with the title Support for Choice of Profession for the students. And every year we distribute 1 million copies to the students, to secondary and high school students. And I would like to share some figures about our activities. You can see the numbers when we regarded last year. Nearly 3.4 million individual interviews have been done by Japan vocational counselors, and nearly 500,000 companies and around 22,000 schools were visited by Japan vocational counseling. Also, when we regard the last year placement rate, nearly 900,000 people were placed by our agency, and almost all of them were placed at private sector. Another figure about vocational training courses. As I mentioned in the previous slide, these courses must be in line with the labor market analysis plan. And here's the number of the training courses. And on-the-job training programs, when we regard the last year, nearly 160,000 people benefited from these programs.
Thank you, Mr. Ramazan. Merci beaucoup.